Hello, everyone. Good to see you again on my channel. Now, today I wanted to tackle two things that are always looked at as mind boggling paradoxes about God. But the way I see it, people are either overthinking this or just not looking at it in the right perspective, Kind of look at it from like a normal man's point of view rather than, God's point of view. And today I just wanted to tackle two very short paradoxes. Number one is that, does God know what a certain sin feels like? And number two, can God make something too heavy for himself to lift? Alright, so let me start with the first one, the sinful one. Now, the paradox goes is that if he knows what sin feels like, that means he would have had to have committed sin, which means he's not all perfect. But if he doesn't know what sin is, how sin feels, then he doesn't know. Then he doesn't know everything. Therefore, he's not all knowing. But still, like I said, people just look at it from a narrow perspective, the little narrow perspective that is mankind's perspective, rather than looking at the big picture like God does. You see, sin causes quite a bit of sensations in the body. God designed the body in the specific way he did. And many of the sensations that you feel are felt in both righteousness and sin as well. So God knows these sensations. God knows what they feel like to humans. Therefore, God technically knows what sin feels like without having to sin. So there solves that paradox. And that's just a simple answer. There's like a whole lot more that goes into this, both scientifically and biblically. But yeah, much like how you don't need to exactly know or eat something to tell that it's going to be good. But that's just a simplified way to really look at it. You look at it from God's point of view. If you created something, that can feel and walk and talk like you, let's say you created a clone of yourself, and you both like the same things. When your clone eats chocolate for the first time, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, I bet that chocolate tasted good. You automatically know. And then but the sensation you get from chocolate is kind of the same as what you get from maybe another thing, maybe something bad that you like to do. But I'm not saying that we're all clones of God, but he did design us in his image, which is a whole another lesson on itself, because that word image, it's not talking about physical appearance. It's talking about structure. He built us in his structure. And, like I said, whole another lesson right there. Now, on to the next paradox. Now, it states that if God can't create an object too heavy for him to lift, then he's not all powerful. But if he can create something he can't lift, again, that means he's not all powerful. Yeah. At first, it did kind of make my head spin when I heard this from a friend of mine, and I was like, I have to think about that. But then I started thinking of it very, very simply. I mean, kind of like this was just a really simple thing to truly think about, and I was just overthinking it. Now, when we think of the words infinite and all powerful, we think there is no limits to what you can do. And you'd be correct. There are no limits to what you can do. But the thing is, for things that can be done, you are the limit. Let me explain for those of you whose minds weren't blown by that. Okay, so look at it from this way. If you have all of the power, you have every last little bit of power, and there's just nothing that can be more powerful than you, can you gain any more power? Like, is there any more power left to gain? Is there anything beyond you? No. Therefore, this paradox solidifies that God truly is all-powerful. So then basically the answer of this paradox is no. It's impossible for anything to be heavier than God, because he truly is all-powerful. There can be nothing beyond his power. There can be nothing that's beyond his strength. Therefore, God truly is all-powerful, but he can't make an object too heavy for himself to lift. You just got to look at it from there, God is the absolute, the limit of power. Nothing can exist above Him. So yeah, basically God is infinity, because I mean, think about it. If you count all the way up to the number infinity, is there a number after infinity? No. And when, like I said, if you collect everything of anything, can you collect any more? No. Therefore, this paradox solidifies that God truly is all-powerful. So yeah, just wanted to give you those two simple answers right there. These paradoxes have boggled the minds of some of the greatest, most intelligent men throughout history. I mean, everyone from, Charles Dickens to Albert Einstein, like a lot of people have been, had their heads spun much smarter than I am. So, but, and in the end, it just took a very simple solution. Plus, not only that, you might find it interesting. God truly is all-knowing, but that's a different meaning. But that's a whole other meaning. There's another way to explain as to whether or not He actually does feel sin. And I'll be tackling that lesson in another video. But here's just a little breakdown of it. That, how do I put this? In a way, in like a strange way, there are a few things God doesn't know. Despite that He is all-knowing. Pretty crazy, huh? You're probably all wondering now. But, or at least a few of you that are watching this. But I hope you'll stick around for that video. I'll be working on that lesson next time. Till then, thank you all for watching. God bless, and I will be praying for you. And please, watching my videos, come with an open heart for the Lord. And remember, don't look at it from just a narrow pathway. Just look at it from my perspective, and I'll look at your beliefs from your perspective. That's what I do when I come across those with differing beliefs. I mean, whether you're Muslim or atheist or whatever out there, or if you worship some strange forest gods, I'll look at it from your perspective. I'm always looking to learn something new. So yeah, thank you for joining me, and I will see you next time. Goodbye and God bless.